I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Dan DeDona here with LocalNews1.org's weekly report on everything that's been happening in the local area, Hagerstown to Chambersburg, Smithsburg to Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the communities in between and around. We're going to cover 5 things to do this weekend. First, number 1, there'll be a big evening, Blue Dog, at Hagerstown City Park Train Hub. That'll be taking place today June 6th, between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. Families can meet your favorite character, you snap photos, explore historic cabooses and steam engine 202. Admission is $5 per group of 3. Not sure exactly how that works, but $5 per group of 3. And the event is going to be located at 525 Highland Way, rain or shine. So it should be a lot of fun. Number 2, the Star Theater in Mercersburg is staging Southern Fried Funeral. This is a play about a fella, Dewey Fry, who passes away in an untimely fashion, and his widow, the matriarch Dorothy, battling meddling church ladies, a scheming brother-in-law, and feuding daughters. It should be a lot of fun. That will take place between on the 6th and the 7th, today and tomorrow, at 7 p.m., and on June 8th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, a matinee. If you got any questions about that, call 717-220-3318. Third item up, the Caledonia State Park on Saturday, tomorrow morning at 7:45 in the morning, going until noon. They're going to be sponsoring a beginner birder workshop. That'll be open to families, adults, teens, and children age 6 and older. It'll have bird walks, crafts, a scavenger hunt, birding bingo. That should be fun. Participants should meet at the first parking lot beyond the visitor center. So bring your own binoculars, but if you don't, they have a few loaners available to you. But it's recommended that you go ahead and bring your own binoculars. The fourth item, summer calls. The Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of Chambersburg and Shippensburg are answering the call with the Summer Fun Fest. This will be taking place up at the Shippensburg Memorial Park on Saturday, tomorrow, June 7th, from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. They'll offer live music, kids' activities, a silent auction, food trucks. That's the food, not the trucks, are for sale. And from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Should be a lot of fun. And finally, of the things that we published today, berry enthusiasts are in for a sweet treat at the Homewood at Williamsport, which is going to transform into a strawberry paradise. That'll also be tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. This is the annual Strawberry Festival. It's going to offer arts and crafts, musical entertainment, a kids zone, more food trucks, not for sale, only for food, and a considerable number of other activities. That'll be at 16505 Virginia Avenue in Williamsport, Maryland. We got quite a few things that popped up during the week, though, that are also going to be taking place this coming weekend. So I'm going to add 6th, 7th, and 8th items very quickly. The 6th item, Waynesboro's Moose Lodge is hosting a Spring Fling car show. That'll be Saturday, tomorrow from 9 until 3. And it'll be featuring cars, food, prizes, and other goods for sale. The 7th item, in Fayetteville, the Norlow Park train rides actually began running last weekend, Saturday, the 1st of June, from 1 to 4, but they are going to be running on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays all summer long through the month of August. That'll take place from 1 until 4, and that's located at 3050 Lincoln Way East. And it'll continue, as I say, it'll continue all summer, 1st and 3rd Saturdays through August. The final item, which is pretty interesting actually, the Waynesboro Wayne Band is entering its 126th year. They got started in 1899. It's a long time back. They're going to open with a concert this Sunday on the 8th of June at 3 p.m. That'll be at the Church of the Apostles in Waynesboro, 336 Barnett Avenue. The band actually performs around the Waynesboro area virtually all year long for different kinds of activities. So be good to get there. It's a pretty good band. I've heard of them. They're pretty talented. Okay, moving on to more news about the area. Penn State Mont Alto's closure is continuing to draw quite a bit of attention from throughout the area. We had thoughts last week from Mike Ross of Franklin County Area Development Corporation, and we mentioned briefly a lady in Fayetteville, Sheila Vieira's comment. She did an analysis on the 143-page report, which interestingly enough, I thought it had been released, but apparently it was leaked to the Philadelphia Inquirer. So the only way anybody actually got their hands on any data associated with the decision making for closing regional campuses was by a leak. Pity that should happen, but probably pretty good news. Her assessment. She actually has some pretty good qualifications. She's a PhD in mechanical engineering, and she does quite a bit of data analysis. Her conclusions, she has a number of them, but the two big points. Number one, the Board of Trustees that issued the decisions stated that there were certain criteria that they were looking for. It turns out that when you crunch through the data, as Ms. Vieira did, the data doesn't necessarily support those decisions, especially for Waynesboro, or not Waynesboro, I should say, but for Mont Alto, but for several other campuses around the area. Specifically, the area around Mont Alto is actually growing. Franklin County is growing, and the number of student age kids who are eligible to attend is also growing in that area. And Penn State Mont Alto is pretty substantially above the minimum threshold that they wanted to define what an economically feasible campus would be. So more to follow on that. It turns out that there are now 2 congressmen, 1 state senator, an alumni group, Franklin County Area Development Corporation, and a growing number of other people who hear about this, and they have some concerns. There's an old saying that if you're going to mess up on something like this, the one thing you absolutely don't want to do is mess up on process. And that seems to be where they've made their mistake. If they'd been a little bit more open and actually read the data, crunched it, made sure that what they were going to say about their decision was actually supported by the data, perhaps it wouldn't have been stirring up so much interest. So anyway, more to follow on that. In Washington County, there was a hearing this past week on a comprehensive plan. That was on the 3rd of June. Thing about comprehensive plans is when you look on a county-wide basis, you're looking to achieve some sense of balance for land use, for population, for transportation, for infrastructure development, for business growth, for, as we've reported several times in the past, preserving farmland. And you want to make sure that the way the county or the way the area turns out in 15 years is something that you wouldn't mind peeking through your blinds in 15 years and seeing. So these kind of plans, although they don't have any directive authority, they tend to guide an awful lot of people's activities who are actually putting together budgets and actually putting together programs for development, for facility restoration, for farmland preservation, and so on. So if you have an opportunity, that was the final hearing on this, but if you want to know more about it, go out to their website. In Greencastle, there's a 42-year-old effort called Old Home Week. Its preparations have begun for that. It's not scheduled to take place until the 2nd of August, but this is really a pretty cool activity. They've been doing Old Home Week since 1902. And what the basic theme of it is, we're going to take some time to think about the good old days, but also take a look at what's happening now and how you want things to move forward. It only takes place every 3 years. It's a triennial kind of a thing. It's a little odd as these kinds of celebrations go, but they get a lot of people back. A lot of people come home just for this event in order to visit with old friends and see how the old homestead has developed. So, that'll take place the 2nd through the 9th of August. But the planning is beginning already. If you want to participate in that, contact the folks in Greencastle. The Foundation for Enhancing Communities, TFEC, is offering 5 additional grant opportunities for nonprofits in 6 different counties, one of which is in Franklin County. They cover topics such as education, knowledge, social issues, family programs, and mental health, especially potential suicides. So it'll be taking place on the 1st of September in this year. That's when the applications are due. In Chambersburg, a new restaurant opened up, Waffles and Shine. They had their grand opening on the 4th of June. It's at 109 South Main Street. It offers waffle dishes and comfort cuisine. And they have a byline, "Come hungry, leave happy." So give it a try, see if that's true. In Waynesboro, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy is going to have its 100th anniversary on Saturday, the 14th of June, at Red Run Park. It'll take place from 10 until 4. There'll be music, food, exhibits, and not a common feature in these things, but yoga, among other activities. Might have to go down there. I've never actually done yoga. I'm afraid I might break any number of things on my body at this point. Cascade, Maryland. Fort Ritchie Boys Family Reunion. This will be the first year that they try to do this. Those of you who don't know the story about Fort Ritchie, during World War II, they performed some very valuable intelligence functions for the U.S. Army. They're comprised of immigrants and refugees that came over and helped to interrogate German prisoners, try to get anything of value, and talk to them in their own language. Anyway, it was quite an activity. That reunion is going to take place on the 26th of July. That'll be the first of these kind of things. Hopefully there'll be many, many more in the future. Washington County is working with Halfway Fire to transition their EMS capability to a professional staff. The commissioners approved an MOU on the 3rd of June that basically what they're going to do is they're going to make the EMS employees county employees, and this is the 4th different EMS that they've been integrating with. The advantages are they'll have a solid pay scale. The individual fire departments won't have to do a lot of fundraising to hire and especially to train and equip these folks. That'll all come under the county in accordance with the MOU. So this is a pretty good deal. It's kind of it's a bit of a passing of the guard, since all of this stuff used to be, all fire and EMS all used to be all volunteers, but it costs a lot of money. It's very hard to raise what you need in order to make sure that your people are properly trained and equipped to run into buildings on fire, to take care of people in emergencies. So this will be a help. In police news, I'm happy to report that there were, at least to our to the extent that we know about it. There were no shootings, robberies, stabbings. Everybody was playing nice this past week, so very happy to hear that. There was a little bit of police news, though. Pennsylvania drivers were reminded that on the 5th of June that was the effective date for the Paul Miller's Law. That's the one that basically says you can't be driving around in Pennsylvania with a phone in your lap or in your hand and pushing buttons. It's basically, it recognizes a lot of statistics that say distracted driving for any reason, including pushing buttons on your dashboard for the radio. But distracted driving, especially with cell phones in your hand, is the leading cause of an awful lot of accidents. So they're trying to wrap that up. In Chambersburg, there was also a reminder that riding bicycles and skateboards on downtown sidewalks is strictly prohibited. Now, there's a specific area that's identified in the article that tells you where you're not supposed to do that. What you're supposed to do instead is put your skateboard under your arm or walk your bike. If you're not going to be on the streets, if you're going to be on the sidewalks, you need to be walking so you don't represent a hazard to people who are simply walking. And in Waynesboro, talk about small but important ball. The Waynesboro police are holding a set of car keys that were found downtown. There's a picture of them in localnews1.org. Take a look, call up the police. If you can provide adequate identifying information, you can get your keys back. In health news, WellSpan sponsors a number of medical helicopters, and they provide this service 24/7. This is an absolutely critical capability throughout Washington County and even into northern Washington County. Just like ambulances, these helicopters are extremely well equipped, so that by the time they get you on board one, you're getting the same kind of care that you would be getting in an emergency room right off the bat. Plus, they're getting you to a full-blown hospital so they can treat you further there, and they get you there a whole lot faster. So it's extremely important. Let's see, WellSpan and libraries are sponsoring a GO program called Get Outdoors. It's basically a scavenger hunt. They sponsor this in 7 different counties, including Franklin County. It's a pretty interesting idea. The purpose is to make sure kids get out and they're moving around, being healthy during the summer. But a second part of it has to do with dealing with what educators call the summer slide. That's the fact that kids go on summer break and they seem to forget everything they ever learned since the day they were born. Until you get them back into shape after about the first or second week of school. In Franklin County, this whole scavenger hunt thing is going to end on the 3rd of August. And the way you participate is you go to any one of your public libraries and you get a guidelines book that'll tell you where to go and what kind of clues you need to be looking up. 11,000 kids participated in 2024. That's a pretty big program, and this is worthwhile. And finally, under Health with Holly is offering practical suggestions for beating the heat this summer while continuing to remain active. Sometimes that's a bit of a challenge, especially during the longer days of summer. So that's worth taking a look. In education, South High Stadium in Hagerstown needs a facelift. And there is a little bit of work that's already taking place, but the boosters in the athletic department have targeted a $10,000 fundraising effort initially, just to start dealing with some of the shortfalls of the facility. This facility apparently hasn't been overhauled or upgraded since 1957, so that's a lot of years wear and tear. And the field itself needs a little bit of filling in. Holes have developed. It happens almost inevitably, especially with young animal critters running all over your field, and they do not have AstroTurf. So this is a natural field, so it takes a little different kind of an attention than you would normally find at many of the other high schools. Hagerstown Community College on the 25th of June is going to be hosting a Super Smash Brothers tournament. That'll be at the Student Center from 5 until 7:30 p.m. There will be $350 in prizes. 3 different prizes are being offered, and they are offering free pizza. So whether you win or lose, go have a bite to eat. In entertainment news, in Waynesboro, this last Sunday was the Appalachian Car and Truck Show, sponsored by Buchanan Auto. That was at Red Run Park. And there's a big photo essay on localnews1.org. A lot of good-looking old cars, restored cars. Washington County Museum of Fine Arts has is going to have an annual amazing tablescapes fundraiser on the 10th to 13th of June. It's a fundraiser, $10 at the door, free for children under 12. That'll be from 10 until 5. And we'll hit one other here. I'll just mention the entertainment news wouldn't be complete if it didn't mention the brewery roundup. We've got so many new breweries that have opened up in the past 5 to 10 years, and they've all got different kinds of activities, so check it out. We've also got local history, the writings of columnist Dragon Boy. We have sports from 7 different high schools, plus Little League. We have racing results, automobile racing, running, pets and animal care. And we have obituaries from a large part of both counties. So many, many, many more activities are available from all over the community that makes up the living mosaic that is what we call our coverage area. We're very proud to be the news source for Verstandig radio stations, and you can see it all on localnews1.org for $4.99 a month. Go out and check it out. And we will close with the thought of the day. A flat earth believer decided to go west in order to demonstrate that he could fall off the edge of the earth. In the end, he came around, and the only thing that he had to fear was sphere itself. And that's it. Have a great week. Take care.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.